Brain Injury Association of Florida is pleased to provide Perspectives on Brain Injury for the Caregiver, a series of short informational videos to help caregivers learn more about traumatic brain injury, understand their loved one, and manage life after TBI.
So depression, finally, I'll just stop with a couple of words about depression. It is a sign of recovery. It shows your frontal lobes are recovering. If you don't know that there's anything wrong with you, you're not going to be depressed about it. If you don't know that your behavior is inappropriate, you're not going to be depressed about it. If you find out that your friends are leaving you and you go, well, what the heck, they're all jerks anyway, that's fine, as long as you're still at that state. But when you get to the point and realize, holy mackerel, they've all left, I don't have anybody else, I'm by myself, all my friends, they've dumped me. Usually about 12 to 18 months after an injury, people come to that realization, and that's a sign of recovery. It's a good thing to get depressed because it means your brain is working good enough to get depressed. Some of the neuropsychological tests that people use, I'm not going to get into them, but the memory tests, of course, are the most important ones. And don't forget that IQ tests do not measure your IQ. Let me repeat that. If you have a brain injury, an IQ test is not measuring your IQ. It is measuring how you can do this task. It is measuring how you can do this task. It is measuring how you can do that task, but you cannot quantify it up and see whether or not that gives you an IQ and come up and say, oh, you have an IQ of 70. No, you don't. Your IQ is not measurable. The IQ tests were normed on people who had perfectly normal brains, not people with brain damage, not people who had certain functions missing. They normed them on normal people, and that's what they have to be able to be tested against and judged against. Same thing with personality tests. They were judged on normal people, not on people with brain injuries. So it's only valid to look at specific items. And you can describe a lot about a person using those tests. The data is very useful to say they cannot do this and this represents these kinds of functions. And I can use them for that, but it does not give you an IQ. The treatments, okay? These are the most important things. Timeouts, Xanax, a glass of wine, laughter. Oh yes, and all of these are for the caregivers. You need to be able to stay focused on the big picture. We're dealing with a complicated problem that is not going away tomorrow. Don't expect the impossible. If you don't build a support network of other people around you, you can't make it, you can't afford to fall. And above all, whatever you're doing, take time to stop and smell the roses, because life is too short and there's plenty of good things out there for us to enjoy, whether you have a head injury or you're caring for someone. And I wish you all the best in taking the time to provide the care that you need and hopefully have a little better understanding of how your brain and theirs works. Thank you very much.
To learn more about psychosocial issues for the whole family by Dr. James Mikula, go to www.byyourside.org and search Caregiver. To learn more about this particular topic, call the Traumatic Brain Injury Resource and Support Center helpline at 800-992-3442.